We do.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, I'll call this meeting to the Executive Committee to order. Again, because of the permitted use by the governor, we're allowed to do this. And again, materials were posted a week and a half or a week ago, and recording this meeting is placed on our website. I guess I'll call a roll. Or Aaron?
Sounds good. Mayor Bennett,
Present.
Paul Goodrich,
Present.
Mayor Noak, Kellen Schofield.
Here.
Ann Sheehan, and Diane Williams.
Yes, present.
There's quorum. First item is the minutes. Call a roll. Aaron, approval.
Do we need a first and a second?
Oh, I'm sorry.
A motion
Jumped
to
ahead of
approve.
myself. Yeah.
Schofield.
Moved, and was there a second?
Second, Diane.
Okay. Call a roll.
Great. Mayor Bennett.
Aye.
Paul Goodrich,
Aye.
Mayor Noak.
Aye.
Kellen Schofield,
Yes.
Ann Sheehan, Diane Williams.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Financial statements, we have three items, the December, January, and February reports. Am I missing something, Aaron? No, that's it, right? The three?
No, that's it for now. Yep.
All
So
right. And if I'll entertain a motion to approve those items, 401 and 403. Is there a motion?
So move no.
Second,
Second.
was there a second?
Second, Diane.
Moved and seconded. Again, Aaron, want to call the roll?
yep, Mayor Bennett,
Aye.
Paul Goodrich,
Aye.
Mayor Noak,
Aye.
Kellen Schofield,
Yes.
Ann Sheehan, and Diane Williams.
Yes.
The motion carries. The next item is the executive director's expenses, which is just for your information. Next item is public comment. Any public comment, Aaron?
We have had no public comment, but I'll give a second to see if there's any public comment. Blanca, have you heard from anyone?
I have not.
Okay,
All right, moving on. The executive session, again, Aaron, we are not necessarily calling to go into executive session. There are items that are recommended to be approved.
yes, we've got two items for executive session if the executive committee chooses to enter into executive session. One is to discuss personnel matters, and two is to review closed session minutes. So you can choose to go in for both or one or the other.
May I take one at a time if there's no objection about going into a closed session regarding past minutes? I can call for a motion to approve those based upon the recommendation of council, can I not?
You can.
Is there a motion?
So move. This is Diane.
Second, Schofield.
Moved and seconded. Any question? Again, these are the released executive session minutes.
Right.
Call a roll.
Mayor Bennett,
Aye.
Paul Goodrich,
Aye.
Mayor Noak,
Aye.
Carolyn Schofield,
Yes.
Ann Sheehan, and Diane Williams.
Yes.
The motion carries. The second of my item is to regarding the personnel matters regarding the review of the executive director. Correct? I gather
Yes.
we should go into exec session for that.
That sounds good, and I think that Blanca will shuttle you into executive session to discuss.
Let me have a motion that we go into
Oh,
exec
sorry.
session. Is there a
So move
motion?
no. So move no.
Second, Schofield.
Moved in second, call a roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Paul Goodrich,
Yes.
Mayor Noak,
Aye.
Carolyn Schofield,
Yes.
Ann Sheehan, Diane Williams.
Yes.
And the motion carries. You're gonna
Yep.
briefly leave us, Aaron?
I am going to leave you, or you guys are getting whisked away, and then I'll join when you are ready to have me enter the room.
All right,
And
who's
this is for
handling
the
that? Is
discussion
Blanca, you
person.
handling?
Yep, I will bring you all in right now.
Let us know when we're ready. Click your button.
There you go. let's see, Carolyn, was there something? Yeah, and Marinoke, there might be a button you need to hit to there to head over to the other room. I just get to hang out by myself or with Peter and Natalie.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
We're still here.
I know. I see you. Well, I see your names. I broke my footrest at the end of my presentation. I like put my foot on it and the whole leg popped off.
Do you need a new one? Should we get
I
George?
mean, I'll probably ask for a new one, but it was cracking me up. I was like, oh, well, on that note, there goes the footrest, but it's probably 10 years old.
Were you just so impassioned
I was just like
by
stamping.
the
my foot.
presentation?
Yeah. No.
Glad you took it out on your footrest. That was the expression of whatever tension you were feeling.
I guess so. I actually think it's just old rotted plastic, I suppose, right? Or whatever. And I meant to say something about Garland and Heather, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no worry. No worry.
Just that racing to the finish line.
I
Always.
think I may just drop Leanne a note, or maybe you want to drop Leanne a note. Garland
yeah.
expressed an interest in making sure she knew too, as his other,
I'll shoot her a note.
yeah. Thank you, Aaron.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for keeping us informed. It's gotta be
I really-
scary for Garland.
I talked to him this morning and Ingrid talked to him too. We really hadn't heard him just so at loose ends. You know,
I
he's
know.
an optimistic guy and
Ugh.
anyway. This is twice that he's gone to wake her up in the morning and she doesn't wake up.
Oh my God, that'd be terrifying. I would be
And he
terrified.
doesn't want to call an ambulance because of the cost. They don't have out of pocket to cover whatever the ambulance is. He tries to get them, wake her up enough, feed her something maybe, and then it sounds like he's trying to get paratransit around, which the delays for that, yeah. So,
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought they moved to Iowa because they might have some family there.
yeah, Heather's mother, I may get this wrong, lives about an hour and a half north of there.
Oh, well, that's not anywhere nearby.
Yeah. She's been a support
Yeah.
anyway. But they're coming back for a visit and haven't arranged for a place to stay. And so both Ingrid and I have told them, how could you make plans to come back when you don't have a place to stay? They're counting on access living coming through, you know, with some option for them.
Yeah.
They can't afford even a, you know, a cheap hotel for 9 nights. So,
I mean, yeah. Well, we went to DC for 5 nights and I was like, ooh.
yeah. So anyway,
Oh,
I think he misses people.
I'm sure.
And it's been a long winter for them there, and you know they're a little more housebound than others. But warm weather means they can get out. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
So anyway, what'd you think of the conversation about part? Nothing new, but
Nothing new.
some
No.
stuff. Yeah.
Good. Good stuff. Good questions, good points raised. I mean, I think again, people will be sort of surprised by how little, like, maybe not how little, maybe how much inflationary and staffing impacts.
Yeah.
You know, are a part of the budget of our transit agencies. I mean, and how that inflation just really, that number just exorbitant.
Yep. Yep.
And it's dictated by contracts, right? It's not like labor agreements.
So is this the most detail they've heard about some of the options, the board? Was this kind of our warning? This is coming, we're having these conversations, don't know where they'll lead, but just so you
Yeah.
know, this is all on the table, as Bill kept saying.
Mm-hmm. And I think, again, we heard the same a couple other meetings that people really do want to get into the details, like how much are we talking about if we increase the sales tax on whatever? Like, is it 1 cent? What does 2 cents do? Like, are we talking 5 cents? Are we talking, 1 cent? Are we talking
Right.
20 cents? Are we talking? So that order of magnitude, which the RTA has done some work on for us to get us started too, but it's just,
What's your sense what goes on in the RTA's head when we put that governance slide up?
I want to, the governance slide up. Oh, I don't know.
Start
I want
delving.
to recognize that we're still in a recorded public meeting
Oh,
here.
yes, thank you.
Uh-huh. I think again, that's what we've heard from lots of people, is that the governance is really going to be important to think about.
Yep. Lots of good issues, puzzles to solve.
I know.
Mhm.
Well, at the end of the day, they're recommendations, and the General Assembly is going to do what they were elected to do.
Good resources.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. So I made the kids, and when we went to DC last week for spring break, one day I was like, Paloma, how many steps have we walked? What does your watch say? And she was like, 16,000, Mom. So there wasn't a day that we hit, except for the travel days, that we hit less than like 12,000 steps. I really made them.
You must have gotten there just in prime time too for the cherry blossoms around the reflecting pool. And
It was like the diminishing side. We were on the back half of the peak cherry blossoms, but they were still there. And I
it's
didn't,
magical.
yeah. And I didn't remember how close they were to the MLK monument.
Mm.
And so the kids just like went wild when it was like MLK monument and the cherry blossoms, and across the way, like a interesting juxtaposition, but the Jefferson Memorial is sort of lit up at night over there too. So it was cool. They were having just a blast. And have you been to the MLK monument?
Yeah,
It was just, I mean, so
pretty powerful.
well, and we went at dusk, which was also really nice because it was all lit up.
Interesting shadows then too. I imagine that's pretty impressive, even more so.
It was really cool. It's really cool. So that, and we went to the portrait gallery, and we went to the Hirshhorn, where there was this really cool artist. Her name is, I think, Yaoye. I'm gonna have to look it up and send it to you. But she's probably in her upper 70s or even 80s now, but she has a history of mental health issues. And she really used that to drive her art. And so she has these big experiential rooms that she creates that are feel like you're isolated, but also just calming. So one was this mirror box, you step inside and inside is all these mirrors. And then she's made all of these 1 foot tall, they almost look like socks, that she's taken white socks and put different sizes red polka dots on them. And so you're in this, you step into this box, they close the door behind you, and you're surrounded by all these funny little sock things. It's hilarious.
That was at the Corcoran.
Yes.
We are back.
Hirshhorn.
Hirshhorn.
Thank you.
Everybody in?
Yes, I think so. I was just recapping my trip to DC.
All right, the executive committee, I went into exec session to discuss the compensation considerations of our executive director and staff. And there is a recommendation. Amy, you want to summarize that again?
Certainly, the recommendation will be to execute a 2.5% inflationary increase related to the cost of labor, similar to considerations for CMAP, all CMAP employees, and then separately to award a 3.5% compensation increase going forward. This also includes the continuation of budget for leadership coaching as required.
Okay, if there's any further questions regarding that, I will entertain a motion that the executive committee approve that recommendation.
So moved. No.
Seconded, Diane.
Moved and seconded. Aaron, call the roll. How's that?
Sounds good. Mayor Bennett,
Aye.
Paul Goodrich,
Yes.
Mayor Note,
Aye.
Carolyn Schofield,
Yes.
Ann Sheehan, Diane Williams.
Yes.
The motion carries. I do not think there's any other business, Aaron, unless I'm missing something.
No other business, just a motion to adjourn.
So
All right, I
moved.
want to thank the board members. Yes, moved. You're moving quicker than I am. Moved. Is there a second?
That's really unusual.
Second. No.
Moved and seconded. Call the roll.
Mayor Bennett,
Aye.
Paul Goodrich,
Aye.
Mayor Note,
Aye.
Carolyn Schofield,
Yes.
Ann Sheehan, Diane Williams.
Yes.
And a motion carries. Again, we will one more meeting virtually next month. Other than that, enjoy a beautiful day. Thank you all.
Thanks.
care.
You know,